Hello everyone and welcome back to some more Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires. So in the last video, basically we were with the warlord Zhonglu, and we were appointed marshal. But then we left him because basically we wanted to continue some more quest battles and basically wanted to start up because I felt like I cheated a bit. So then we left the forces of Wu. So I've done some things, and then we've done some more quest battles, done some raids and things like that, and then joined in some battles as well. So basically I've done some things off screen as well. So I've done some other things where now we can defeat the Vagabond unit. We can guard the vault. New officer. I mean, that's a good name. So we done so we got some escort unit. We got some escort missions as well. So again, guard the vault, rescue the village. So we got some more quest battles as well. That we was able to do. And then also the last thing, we also spoke about some of the famous officers as well who were available, which we are also going to do again. Because I just love to share my knowledge with you all guys. Because, you know, I'm a clever guy. I like to think, yeah, I'm a clever guy. I'm a clever guy. So we shall start with that now. Rather than waiting and things like that, like, oh no, I don't want to, blah, 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 blah. We're going to start with that now. So, one of them people is the very famous Sheng Pu. So, he managed to get his own famous officer in the Dynasty Warriors 9 game that come out. So basically, Sheng Pu is basically a warrior who has been around with Sun Jian and the Wu army since the very, very beginning. And I think he even got as high as a rank as marshal because he was with them for so long. He used to have disagreements and stuff with what's his name? With another famous warrior under Wu, who was called Zhao Yun. So basically, Zhao Yun, because he was very young and he came in as a strategist, of the Wu army, Sheng Pu, who was a veteran of the army, didn't really like being told what to do by him. And he didn't really like being told what to do by him. And he was like, how can you even suggest this? Because basically, one of the major disputes that they had together was at the Battle of Chirpi. Because there was some on this side of we should surrender to Cao Cao. And there were some on the side that said that they should fight. And Sheng Pu basically was sort of in between. Because he said basically we should fight basically to defend our homeland, but at the same time, I don't know if we can win. And so basically, Sheng Pu and Zhao Yun always had some sort of disputes. But basically, he had another courtesy name as well, which was Dem U, as well, in case you wanted to know. And he rose to the general who defeats bandits. He grew to that rank as well. He was a Chinese military general and a politician. He served under the warlord Sun Quan, Sun Jian, and Sun Ce. So he served under all of them as well. And he served he was very good with strategy, things like that. He also fought in the Yellow Turban Rebellion and defeated the rebels in one. He participated in the campaign against Dong Zhao. And he also fought in several battles, but he was also wounded in them battles as well. So basically he was just a very, very clever person. He was just a very clever person. He was just a very clever person. He was one of the oldest of the senior military officers under Sun Quan under the time. He was often addressed as Elder Sheng to show respect for him. that basically and he died uh yeah, he basically and he died and basically yeah, he died of natural causes. There were two accounts basically. There was one account that basically he killed hundreds of traitors and threw their bodies under fire, and that's when he became ill after the incident and died more than 100 days later. Basically, he grew ill due to probably resentment or anything like that, and there are other things as well that he was also shot in the Romans of the Three Kingdoms story. He was basically it was also stated that he was actually killed by a arrow shot by Shamok. Yeah. Yeah. So there we go. So that's Sheng Pu. We also have Huang Gai. Huang Gai again had been with the Wu army from the very, very beginning. He was with them from the very beginning, and basically he was one of the main figureheads at the battle of the. He was one of the main figureheads at the battle of at the battle of the Battle of the Red Cliffs, aka Chirbi. He was also quite influential because basically the strategies were basically worked around him, because basically him and Zhao Yun basically set up a thing where they basically both of them come up with an idea that Huang Gai would betray Hong Gai would betray the warlords of would basically betray Wu and pretend that he would join Wei. And basically what happened was that so he done that. And he yeah, and basically he was very involved in that, and basically he and he was quite a major figure as well. Yeah, so basically Huang Gai as well were basically settled all of the disputes and stuff within Wu, because when Sun Quan took over as leader, a lot of people didn't believe that he was the right person for it. But he was, and he done well. Yeah, and he was and basically he then set up a flame ship to basically attack the Wei army on their boat, and basically he set up on that where he basically jumped on the boat and basically him and Hung Dong basically settled a fire up and everything like that, and basically that fire ship then rammed into the Wei army, basically destroying their whole fleet and destroying their whole thing that they were doing. And basically Hong Gai was one of the main reasons for it. But whilst he was doing that, he was also injured. Yeah, and basically he basically then went to betray where Wu, and then Xiao Xiao has actually said that if I only fear that this is a trick, however, if what Hung Gai said is true, I will reward him handsomely, because he wanted Hung Gai he wanted Hung Gai to help him. He wanted Hong Gai to be on his side, but basically, what the main ploy was that he basically rammed the fleet into the main camp. Yeah, but he was also hit. He was also hit by a stray arrow and fell into the river. He was saved by Zhao Yun's men. When Hong Dong passed by, Hong Gai managed to call out to him. And Hong Gai was a person that actually And basically, Hongai was the person that actually saved him. He's here as well. There he is. And basically, Hongai was the one that actually was that Hongai. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, yeah. And then basically, he basically died. Yeah, and he basically died. Just yeah, and basically after that he was worshipped and treated like a god under Wu because of his achievements. So one of the sons we have Sun Quan. Sun Quan is is the third son of Sun Ji. Is this no second son? What am I talking about? It's the second son of Sun Jian, and basically the youngest out of all of the family members. So basically, when Sun Ce died, Sun Quan then took charge, but Sun Quan was not was quite young when he took charge of the Wu army. So a lot of people was like, how can someone so young lead our forces? And Cao Cao took advantage of this as well. So basically, he and basically he yeah so basically Sun Quan was youngest was the youngest out of the three kingdoms as well. Um, yeah, and unlike his brother, like Cao Cao and Liu Bei, they were older and more sort of defined and things like that. Sun Quan was the youngest of the Three Kingdoms era. And basically what happened was Sun Quan, Wei then invaded Sun Quan because they fought this, but basically he repelled the attack. And stopped him stopped the forces, and then that's when he Cao Cao made this sort of raised up and was like, oh my days, he's actually an outstanding general. Yeah. Basically, and he declared himself emperor in 229. He declared himself emperor, and basically established the kingdom of Wu. So he declared independence and then became the emperor of Wu and things like that. But he mainly focused on political affairs and interests for his own country. Yeah. And then he managed to kill Hongzhu, who killed his father. And he was also one of the people who decided that he was the main deciding person who actually said that we are not going to surrender. We're not going to surrender to Wei, and basically he, with Zhao Yun and Lu Su's help, he basically decided that this is not going to happen, and he set up the coalition with him and Liu Bei, and basically stood with an iron foot and won a decisive victory at Chia Bi because of it, or the Red Cliffs. Yeah. And then he declared himself emperor. Yeah. Done really well. Done really well. He broke the alliance as well because they wouldn't give back Jing, and that was when the Battle of Jiling happened. Yeah, he done really, really well. He was an outstanding general, outstanding strategist. Yeah. Yeah, he done really, really well as a general, as a leader. He was one of the longest. He was the longest reign. He was in the longest reign under out of all of the Three Kingdoms officers. So that was what's his name? So that was Cao Cao and Liu Bei. He run the longest as a military general. Yeah. So all in all, he was a capable general. Yeah. He treated everyone in his thing as family. Yeah, and he was only 18 years old when he was trusted to And he was basically yeah, and he was 18 when he took over as general. He took over as general of Wu at 18. There we go. So that's Sun Quan. So that was that. So that's Sun Quan for you. There you go. So that's Sun Quan. Hung Dong is basically again a warrior that had served with who basically served with Wu from the very beginning. We haven't done any battles. You know, we're gonna do a battle and then I'll explain about Hung Dong at the same time. So Hung Dong is a general who had been with the warriors of Wu, or the thing of Wu from the very, very beginning. He was with them. He served underneath all three leaders of the empire, of the Wu Empire. He served underneath Sun Jian. He served underneath Sun Ce, and he also served underneath Sun Quan until his death in 2027. So he served a very long time underneath everybody. So, but again, was very good. He was also one of the deciding people who actually saved Huang Gai at the Battle of the Red Cliffs, because he was the one, because Huang Gai shouted out to him, and he recognized Huang Gai's voice after he was shot from a straight arrow coming off the boat. He had a different thing to everyone else I've ever fought against. Yeah, so he done really well with that. Yeah, he was just, but he wasn't really known that much. So basically, he tried to always be in the public eye, and always not the public eye, but I know what I mean. He tried to always stay relevant, and basically, a lot of people looked over him and went to other people like flaming catapult. Jeez. He was looked over by a lot of officers, and people, because they had Huang Gai in their ranks. They had Shang Pu. They had Wu. To be fair to him, actually had some of the best generals in their army, which is actually quite funny, really. They had a lot of good warriors in their ranks. One of them being Hong Dong, one of them being Shang Pu, things like that. And Hong Dong was actually gifted his own famous warrior to be used in battle in Dynasty Warriors 9, same as Shang Pu. I think personally that they should have been given it at the very beginning, because of how influential they was to Wu. Same with Ding Fong. Ding Fong didn't really get it until later on, but Ding Fong was with them for 70 years. He served the Wu Empire for 70 years until their demise. But I say nothing. But yeah, Hung Dong, he served in the Yellow Turtle Rebellion. He served in the coalition against Dong Zhao as well. Yeah. He was a very accomplished military general, which a lot of people sort of forget about. But he was a very accomplished military general. Yeah. So there we go. The Shan Yu tribal people in the Wu territories were afraid of him, submitted to him as well. He served under a lot of battles. He died in 227, just before No, I left your kingdom. Go away. Oh, honestly. Yeah, and he just served faithfully in the Wu Kingdom, really. Is the be all and end all of it. Serve faithfully. So, yeah, that's Hung Dong. Any other battles we can do whilst we are here? So we have infiltrate, escort, defeat the vagabond unit, guard the vault, raid the caravan, rescue the caravan, repel the bandits, guard the armory. Because there's one where you, maybe that is it. Just guard the vault. Maybe that is it, but I don't know. Don't know. We'll do this one anyway. Might as well. Do this battle as well. So this is to defend the vault. Then we get a nice weapon out of it as well. And get some experience. Lu Meng. So as he's here, we may as well talk about Lu Meng as well as we're doing this battle. Lu Meng was originally not a very good strategist, if the truth be known. He basically he wasn't a very good military strategist, to be fair. He was a good military general, but strategist was not really his thing, Lu Meng. So he started off his career as just a military warrior who went into battle and fought on the front lines and stuff. But then as time went on, he was basically trained by Lu Shu. Who basically took a liking to him and saw him that he could become a better warrior. So basically what happened was Lu Shu basically trained him to become a military strategist. And so Lu Meng was recruited under the keen eye of assassin. Right. This ain't good. What? Right, quick. Yeah, you come and give the enemy a good fraction. Anyway, I got distracted. Lu Meng, yeah, and he basically served Wu for a very, very long time as well. But he came in quite late into the Wu Empire. Wu raised it. I'm back. Haha. And he served quite late into the Wu regime, but one of his main deciding things was at the Battle of Fun Castle, where he was basically in charge of the military units and the strategies of Fun Castle, where he basically surrounded Guan Yu at Fun Castle, and then when Guan Yu tried to escape, he basically surrounded him, and basically Guan Yu was then killed by the Wu army. And Lu Meng was one of the main masterminds behind. And Wu was one of the main masterminds behind this, due to the strategies and the military prowess of Lu Meng. But again, a great military strategy. Oh god, I pressed the wrong button. Oops. I didn't want to do that. So where's the leader of this army? But yeah, don't get it wrong, a great military leader and a great military strategist. Oh, Zhuge Liang! As if he's the military leader here. Oh, I didn't. Thought I killed him. Bang, 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 bang. There we go. Deal with him. Yeah. Again, I do hope that you really enjoy the content and it's all to your liking. Um, because I'm just a massive fan of the Warriors franchise, as you all know. Um, been a massive fan of it for a very, very, very long time, and yeah, and basically I've always been a fan of the military franchise ever since I first yeah. And basically, I forgot to say, Lu Meng died basically a short while after the campaign of a short while after the campaign of Fun Castle because he was very ill to begin with. He was very ill before, and basically after that battle, he was basically he basically become very ill. Form alliance, participate in invasions. And we can execute a raid, why not? Not slander. The Black Dagger. We're going to become friends with Wang Ling. I like that guy. There we go. There we go. All right, straight into battle. Okay, fair enough. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do this. He brought the marshal and the strategist in and everything. He's got a. Woo. This is a This is intense. Intense. I don't think we're going to do that, so we'll do defeat officers. There we go. Let's go. Ugh. So we need to change our thing as well. So we'll do poison dismissed. We'll do cover fire. We'll do range torrent. And we'll also do swift raid. There we go. Cool. I think we're fighting at a disadvantage because you can hear the change in music. You think you can outsmart me? Yeah, I can. We have another very famous general in this battle. We may as well talk about him. That general is the very famous Pang Tong. So, Pang Tong is a military strategist originally served under Liu Bei as a strategist. And his nickname was the Fledgling Phoenix. He basically served in the same school. He basically went to the same military school as Zhuge Liang, who was known as the Sleeping Dragon. And basically, them two were basically the best at what they did. And they were known both for being strategic geniuses, as of say. So, so very good with that. So basically, during the Battle of Yi Province, where basically he took charge of the military strategies and stuff, and he basically recommended it with Fa Zhang to invade Yi to basically Liu Bei can establish his own kingdom, because otherwise he weren't going to fight. He weren't going to have any chance against the officers against the officers of against the armies of Wei and Wu. So basically he suggested that. So what transpired was that during the battle, what's his name? Liu Bei gave his horse Hexmark to Pang Tong to use to basically advance further on the front lines. But Hexmark was cursed, and anyone who had that horse and used that horse was basically cursed. It was basically cursed a misfortune. And basically, what happened was that Pang Tong, whilst advancing through Ying, he was basically ambushed by a warrior of Yu Zhang called Yang Ren. And basically, Yang Ren basically ambushed. He basically ambushed Pang Tong, and Pang Tong was actually killed due to the ambush because he was shot by a arrow. Pang Tong was very famously quoting that if it weren't for Hexmark, he would have survived. He always suggested that Hexmark was the reason for his death. Well, obviously because he died, and then blame Hexmark. That's Pang Tong, and then he died due to his wounds. Because they were quite severe, and basically he couldn't survive with the wounds that he had, which was quite sad. Liu Bei is actually known for mourning Pang Tong's death as well, because he believed that Pang Tong had much more to offer as well, which is a bit of a shame, because he was a military genius, and for them to have Zhuge Liang and Pang Tong in the same army, then that is some feat to actually have as well. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, but oh well. Haha, have that. Shao Shang. I'll get an achievement if I do this. I got an achievement, so I march straight headlong in. Defeating the military. Do I? No. I went too far. I was too far. I weren't enough. I didn't advance to, enough into the enemy grounds. But yeah, he was known as the fledgling Phoenix, a great military leader. Yeah, basically. That's all that really needs to be said about Pang Tong. And just, basically, he could have lived a longer life, but his life was cut short due to, his life was cut short due to, what happened as a military general. Here we go. Ooh, nice. I didn't need it. Oh, they took it. They took the base. And of course it was Pang Tong that took it. Who else would take it? You have no choice but to withdraw momentarily. Let's go around and stop them from taking this base, I guess. There you go. Bang. That's not the Dong Zhao that we know. It's a different Dong Zhao. That's always really confused me. There's two Dong Zhaos. There's one that served Wei, and then there's a Tyrant King. And then there was a Tyrant one who basically was the Dong Zhao that everyone fought a coalition against. But that's always confused me. There you go, we'll take that. So there is an achievement where I need to take 10 bases. I don't know if I'll be able to do it though. Pang Tong has reappeared. This is like a good thing to do. Haha. There you go. Let's take the base. Right, he has absolutely no chance of taking this base now. Might as well just give up. Oh, he was nearly done it. You have isolated yourself. Quan captures Yang Ling. On guy took to capture the defensive base, so the last base that we have is the main camp. Which has also been captured. There's no way back for him now. Bye. Take them both out. Oh, we captured Pang Tong. Hopefully they don't kill him. Because someone executed a famous officer earlier and they were quite sad. I was like, what? Don't execute Pang Tong. We love Pang Tong. Pang Tong is a cool guy. Do 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 do. Release, recruited. Yeah, recruit Pang Tong. Love that. Is anyone cool that we can recruit? No. No one really. We can raid here, why not? We'll raid here. Set up a little raid. We'll raid with Ma Chao as well. Yeah, Ma Chao, love that guy. Let's have a little raid. Well, I didn't know this as well. I just looked online. He also... I didn't know this as well. That Pang Tong actually served underneath the famous warlord, Zhao Yun. Did not know that. Did not know that. Not going to lie, guys. We learn something new every day. You learn something new every day. I forgot to change the battle objectives. If I'm honest. Bit of a rookie error there. Bit of a rookie move. It's an unlucky day to be fighting me. Haha. So basically now, Quan is basically an absolute boss. I'm not gonna lie. He's probably the strongest military general there is. He's probably, at this moment in time, my warrior is the strongest warrior. At that base. Sun Quan use recovery. Keep it up. Nice. Standing awe. About time, let's make something of this opportunity. How's that, Gangning? There we go. I don't know why I've done that. I might as well just go and take the main camp. Because if I could take 10 bases, I would, but there's not 10 bases to take. Okay. I'm coming soon, Quan. Pei Yuan Chao has just been battered. Yeah, he's grateful for my aid. Beautiful. Gang Ning's reappeared. Ah! Have that, Gang Ning. What's he done? Resident defense. That means I can't kill him. A bit. There we go. There we go. There we go. Victory! So I'm up to level 64. Win. Infiltrate the trader's house. Rescue the city. Rescue the transport. Escort the caravan. Trader's house. Escort, raid, escort, defend. Defend the village. So seem to be getting oh no, that's guard. Oh well, we might do a rest. We'll have a rest. Why not? Been busy. First night invasion. Might as well form an alliance. We might as well take a quest. Why did I do training? I'm already high as it is. See, look, everyone wants me. Everyone wants me to join them. I'm just too good. Too good. Too good. Too good. See, there's guard, then there's defend the village. Escort the regional lord. Escort the caravan. Assassinate the ruler. Trader's house. Stay there for the guard. Guard the vault. Assassinate the officers. Escort the officers. There's nothing for my sword. Literally. Very annoying. But anyway, guys, so I'm going to cut it off here. So I'd just like to thank you all again for liking, commenting, subscribing. It's all greatly, greatly appreciated. And it does not go unnoticed. So thank you all so, so much. Yeah, and until next time, I shall speak to you all soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.